This question says, if y equal to 2x squared plus 9x minus 35, find the range of values for which y is less than 0. So this is JAMB 1978 mathematics question 11. Good. This is a question on quadratic equation. So, but it has to do with inequality this time around. So we can say this is quadratic inequality. We are going to use this fact to solve our question. So take, for example, we have y less than 0. So my y originally is this. So I will take it as 2x squared plus 9x minus 35 to be less than 0. Now, this is not different from the way we solve quadratic equation. Only that this inequality, we treat it towards the end, we are going to treat it in another way than we treat our quadratic equation. So first of all, I want to use a trick to solve this. I can multiply the 35 by 2. Neglect this minus first. Let's just say 2 times 35. That's going to give me 70. Now, I am going to break 70 to factor here. I know that 1 times 70 will produce 70. Similarly, 2 times 35 will produce 70. What about 5 times 14? That will still give me 70. And then 7 times 10 will also give me 70. So, a trick, I want to use a trick. Out of all these double pairs, out of all these factor pairs, which one can produce 9 among them? So, if you look through, 1 and 70 cannot. 2 and 35 cannot. 5 and 14 will produce 9. So that is if the 5 is negative and the 14 is positive. Because that will just be like 14 minus 5. 14 minus 5. So you have 14 minus 5 and that's equal to 9. Or plus 14 plus 5 minus 5. Now, to make trick, let me just open 2 brackets. You know this is less than 0. What I will do is, I'll put x. Now, I will add the first one, that's x plus 14. Then I will subtract the second one, x minus 5. So now, don't forget we have a leading coefficient, which is 2. So I have to divide both by 2. Let's divide both by 2. You can see that this can reduce. 14 divided by 2 will give me 7. So 14 divided by 2 will give me 7. So I can come here to write 14 plus 7. But this one cannot reduce 5 over 2. That's the lowest term. Less than 0. Now, if you have two numbers multiplying themselves to get something less than 0, it means one of those numbers must be negative and the other will be positive. For example, if you have minus 2 times 5, this will give you minus 10. So, but if both are positive, like 2 times 5, that will give you positive 10. Also, if both are negative, that will still give you positive 10. But we want one of them to be negative and the other to be positive, because negative 10 is less than 0. So, this product gives us something that is less than 0. So, how do we now know which one is to be negative and the one that will be positive? So, we want one of them to be negative and the other to be positive. Now, if you look at x plus 7 and x minus 5 over 2, which one seems to be bigger between the two? Of course, x plus will be bigger than x minus. So if you take away from x, what we get will be smaller than adding to x. Here we added to x, which will give us something bigger. But here we subtracted from x, this will give us something smaller. So the one that appears bigger, make it greater than 0, and the one that appears smaller, make it less than 0. This is the only way you will get your answer directly. So I will just say x plus 7 to be greater than 0, and also x minus 5 over 2 to be less than 0. So from here, if I subtract 7 from both sides, x will be greater than negative 7. And also, x will be less than 5 over 2. That's if I add 5 over 2 to both sides. Now, of course, I want to combine these inequalities to become something, to become 1. Now, how do I combine that? I can work on this. Because if x is greater than negative 7, definitely negative 7 will be less than x. It's true. If x is greater than negative 7, then negative 7 will be less than x. So, but this one still remains the same. That's x less than 5 over 2. Now, I can combine both of them as minus 7 less than x, and this same x should be less than 5 over 2. So, if you look through the option, you see that option D is the answer. Thank you.